Hey guys, what's up? We often hear people saying, like you need willpower, you need this, you need that. But willpower is short term. It's a pump up, okay? It doesn't last forever. You can't will yourself through the next 30 years of your life, okay? But realistically, you want to have that health, that body, that vitality, that energy for the next, however long you want to live for. You don't want to get it over the next 6 months, then lose it 6 months later. So what needs to happen in order for you to keep this level of determination, to keep this level of energy, to keep this level of vitality, this health, this body, is it needs to become who you are, okay? There needs to be what we call a core identity shift, okay? Said differently, or in plain English, basically that means what you do at the moment, okay? The actions, the results and all that kind of stuff that you have at the moment, that kind of sums up your identity. That says who you are. And you can either change things on the outside, okay, or change things on the inside, meaning that internal representation, that self-talk, how you think, feel, view yourself. But there will always be an equilibrium, a balance between the two, meaning if you change all the habits on the outside, okay, and it promotes that good health, that body, all of that kind of stuff, but the inside, the internal shift doesn't happen as well, then it will eventually go back to being what you view yourself as on the inside, what you settle for, okay? And the same can happen. If you change yourself on the inside but it doesn't change on the outside, then eventually you hit that equilibrium and you'll come back to where you are. You need to make sure that both change, okay? The strategies, all right? That's changing the stuff on the outside. What to eat, how to exercise, and how to do it consistently. That's the outside. They're the strategies. The internal shift needs to happen within you, okay? And the way we do that is right back at the start by going through our goals, going through what's important to us and why is it important to us. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down 2 things, okay? If you really want to make this happen and commit to it, post it in the group. I want you to write down 2 things. The first thing, okay, give yourself a bit of time, about 5 minutes to do this, is if nothing changes, okay, and you don't look after your body for the rest of your life and things deteriorate, what is the worst case scenario that your health, your fitness, your body image, your relationships because of your health and lack of energy, your self-talk, your self-image, what is the worst case scenario that will end up as? And what will be the impact on the areas that are most important to your life? Now give yourself a couple of minutes and really actually think and write it down. If this was to go on and you never looked after your health or body for the next 5 years, would you gain weight? Would you feel good? Would you feel bad? Would you feel better? Would you feel worse? And who would be impacted by that? First of all, what would change? Would you be able to fit into your clothes? Would you be able to do the things that you wanted to do? Okay? Would you be able to live the quality of life that you wanted to live? And who would be impacted by that? Would your friends, family, children, parents, would they notice and would they be worried or concerned? What would they say or what would they feel when you're in that situation? And then what would be the impact of that on other aspects of your life? And how would all of that summed up, how would that make you feel? And then I want you to write down, if you were in that scenario and because of all the health problems associated with it, if you were to die at that time, what would you be remembered for? What would be written on your gravestone? What would people remember you as? And then once you've done that, I want you to push that to the side, make it really small and forget about it, okay? Because we're going to go down the path of actually what you're going to achieve over the next 12 months, okay? And let's go forward 12 months into the future. You've worked your butt off, okay? You've been consistent. You've nailed the exercise. You've nailed your food. And you've made progression, consistent progress every month. Every month. You've hit your targets and you've gotten a little bit better. Maybe some weeks you're off, but you made up for it in the following months. First of all, what would that scenario look like? Would you be happy with the progress and the consistency that you'd achieved? And what would it actually look like physically? How would your body be? And who would notice, or would anyone notice the physical change? And do you think there'd be any kind of emotional change? Like, would you feel happier in that new body? Would you do things differently? Like, would you wear different kind of clothes, get back into your old clothes? And who would notice that? And what would be the impact of them noticing? Like, what would they say or what would they think? And then how would that make you feel? Like, would that make you feel good, a little bit proud inside? Increase, your self-worth a little bit? And what would be the impact of not just your health, your body, your image, your vitality, but the improvement of the relationships with those close to you? What would be the impact on other areas of your life? Like, would you do things that maybe at one time you didn't think you were going to do, you know? Would you be able to push areas open a little bit more? Would you be able to push for a little bit more success, a little bit more courage, a little bit more happiness? What would be the impact of that? And then who would notice? Who would be impacted by those changes? Would it be your friends, your family, your kids, your work colleagues? And how does that situation make you feel? And now the same question, if you were to die at that moment, what do you think you'd be remembered for? How would people remember you as? Write it down, keep it safe, because this is who you're going to move forward to. This is who you're going to be. This is your not just your possibility, but your destiny, your power. Okay? And then this is what we're moving towards and working forwards to. So these are the two scenarios we have. We have one over here and one over here. Okay? Now, with clear strategy, clear guidance, and the right identity, the right mindset, you will get this 110%. I guarantee it happens every time. Okay? But we need to make sure it's not just a pump up, not just short term, but it's who you're going to be. So make sure you write that down. If you want some accountability, post it in the group and tag me in it. I'll see you guys in the next video.